Hello and welcome to Wolf vs. Ponies. For once I am showing my face officially. The other time I did it was because of some audition, but it's not important. So let's go into the Season 6 premiere, which I must say I'm not a fan of. I really am. I don't like Flurry Heart. I don't like the existence of a baby alicorn, really, at least being born. But let's begin and see why so many people love it. So it opens up with Starlight wandering the halls and she's lost. I mean, who hasn't gotten lost in this giant castle of crystal? Also, apparently they changed her voice. It's the same actress, but her voice sounds different and her hair is different, and because she's the pupil, her sort of personality is kind of different. Oh yeah, and during the theme, sadly, Starlight was just sort of photoshopped in there. You know, she doesn't play any important role. She's just tiny photoshopped right next to Applejack. That's all she is to us, just a Photoshop. And I know I keep doing this because that is how small and insignificant Starlight Glimmer is, and why I still hate that she's the 7th official cast member. After quite a bit of meme faces from the gang, we get this sort of Greek vase depicting of what happens when a crystalling is born, which is kind of an interesting term when you think about it. A crystalling, you kind of think with ing it's some sort of verb, but no. Apparently, whenever a foal is born, that's what they say. Any foal, not royalty, just any foal. Whenever it's born, they have to sort of get it ready for some special ceremony. A priest comes to sort of bless it. A crystal is given to it to sort of harvest its energy and placed into the actual crystal heart, so it becomes an official citizen of the Crystal Empire. Kind of weird like that. Anyways, there's one interesting scene in this opening, I guess. It's where Starlight is just sort of standing there after Twilight comes up with the ideas for sort of 3 friendship quests, which end up becoming nothing. It's just like Telltale games. Here's 3 options. Oh wait, now you're forced into one of them. Sorry. Any choice or decision you wanted to make, sorry about that. But back to the matter at hand. Apparently when Twilight's talking about Sunburst and reuniting, Starlight goes into this weird state, which is kind of weird. It's like, is Starlight going to revert back to evil? If that is, I sure hope so. I really would like to see a sort of revert from Starlight back into her villain phase. That would be so great. Also, apparently Snowdrop is also a messaging system, as the Crystal Empire uses the snowflakes for it. Starlight and Sunburst backstory is pretty bare when it comes to it. In the end, it's just like, oh yeah, remember all of this? Well, we're done here. Nothing else we can add to it. Competition over baby shower later. Somehow Shining Armor is in a worse state because of this newborn child. You'd think it'd be Cadence, but no, it's apparently Shining Armor who's gone insane. Which kind of sucks, because Shining Armor is like, when he first came out, he's like, oh yeah, Captain of the Royal Guard, I'm really good. Then he does nothing. Then Somber comes. He gets attacked by crystals and can't use his magic. Throws his wife at the darkness, and later does the amazing task of absolutely nothing. God, he is the worst character ever. Spike, once again, proves how he is the sort of best friend to all of them, as he constantly comforts Starlight Glimmer throughout the entire thing, and that was one of the other highlights. Spike. For once, he's not that abused. In the Crystal Empire, he's well respected by the people, but we don't see it like a TMZ kind of thing going after him, or a giant paparazzi. It's like only when Starlight brings it up when people come around. Which is kind of interesting, because Starlight uses that to try to stall for time during her sort of escapade. But, yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side of the story, we have Twilight and her friends meeting the new Crystalling, which, if you saw the promo, is a baby alicorn. Yeah, we don't know how that exists. The canon of the books just got shot down. It's kind of weird. They're just like throwing this one thing. It's like, oh yeah, it could totally happen now. We won't explain how. It can happen. Baby alicorns for the win. Fanfiction writers, go to your desks. It's possible. So, yeah, Baby Alicorn. Still hate it. No matter what. I will always hate Flurry Heart. There are people that are going to be like praising you, like, oh, Flurry Heart is the new savior. But it's like, no, why? She's just a child. She's an infant. She can't do anything. The reason why she's so powerful is because we've seen it in earlier before with the two cake twins, pumpkin and pound cake, I think is what they were called, where one of them, when it comes to flying, Pegasi have a lot of energy. When it comes to unicorns, they have a lot of magical energy that they can tap into. This is just more powerful than all four of the alicorns combined. That is how strong this one child is in its primitive state, I guess you can call it. The plot with fatherhood and how Shining Armor sucks at everything keeps coming into play about how, oh, I'm so tired, I can't think straight. It's like, okay, good for you, just get off the camera then. Although he does come back and actually proves one thing. And meanwhile, back on the Starlight side of the plot, which I will actually say is the better end of the plot. I will say that now, for once Starlight Glimmer actually has me liking her. We have her reconciliation with Sunburst, where we first see it, it's like the encounter with Moondancer. Awkward. Then she keeps up giving him she keeps bringing up this idea that, oh, because he knew a lot more magic before me, because he read up about magic before me and understood it and got his cutie mark in magic, went to Celestia's school, he's going to be this great wizard. He's not. He's just the Wizard of Oz now that I think about it. He is built up as this, I'm a great wizard, but he wasn't even built up like that. She was one that kept perpetuating this idea. And then it's not a big reveal when, oh no, Starlight, I'm not this great wizard you thought I was. Boo-hoo. It's like, shut up. I saw that coming. I also saw it coming with Flurry Heart destroying the Crystal Heart. Speaking of that, yes, the Crystal Heart does break because of this small child shooting it, I think is what happened. It shatters, and it's not Sombra that comes back, because even though the Horn of Sombra still exists, he's yet to possess another pony. I hope it becomes Flurry Heart in like the season finale. But the thing about it is that nature is the biggest enemy. Some of these clouds have a mind of its own and is just coming in to swarm the Crystal Empire again. No, nature cannot do that. The natural storms cannot do that. The rain just can't go, I think I'm gonna rain today on these people. No, it can't do that. That makes no sense. I don't care if it's a world full of magic, full of science, or both. It cannot just do that to us. You cannot just have natural storms coming in. You can't just say, oh, Hurricane Katrina was pissed off with the locals and decided to attack. That would mean that the ancient Mayans, Aztecs, Native Americans, earlier tribes before them, Mesopotamians, Egyptians, every single one was right. We need to give sacrifices to these many gods in order to protect us. That is the most stupidest idea ever. It's the season 4 opening all over again with this. It is the stupidest thing ever. Okay, that was part 1. With Bill part 2, but going back to part 2 now. Yes, the heart's broken. Nature is the biggest enemy. Good job, Sombra. And the thing is that they even bring up how Sombra how did nature not destroy Sombra? They say he hid the Crystal Heart. Yeah, that would make sense. But it doesn't. The Crystal Heart needs to be powered by the love, friendship, and hope, and all these happy feelings. When you're imprisoned by Sombra and kept a slave, I don't think you're thinking happy thoughts. I think you're wishing that you were either dead or that you could make on to the next day. Here, I'm pretty sure Sombra just used dark magic, or the dark flames we've seen before, to, fight off this thing. Or he could just fire off himself because he is this powerful god of the shadows or something. Cadence, you are not as stressed as you should be. You are probably a better parent than King Shining Armor. Yes, I say king, not prince, or does his normal name, because this couple should be a king and queen. Why? Because first off, they're married. Usually when royalty gets married, they adopt the king-queen surnames. Second of all, they have a child, meaning that they are full-fledged adults, and they should be treated like so. Meaning, Queen Cadence. I will try to start addressing her as such, as she's my favorite. She was my favorite princess, but now she's my favorite queen. There we go. That makes some sense. And as soon as they're trying to find a spell to fix this relic, guess what happens? The obvious and inevitable thing happens when it comes to writing. Except in the most stupidest way ever, because it has to ricochet off of glass. Hello, magic, you can't shatter glass. That is stupid. And the book that has the spell they need is burnt, pretty much. A hole is shot straight through it. And GG. Sunburst, still being built up as this wizard during this crisis, is like, oh, he finally grows a pair of balls and decides to say that, yes, he is not a great wizard. He is a failure. In fact, a lot of the students from Celestia's Academy turn out bad. Moondance was a shut-in. Sunburst is a failure as a wizard. And yeah, why? Why does her school suck? It is just the worst. Not a whole lot of good comes from it. Twilight barely made it by in the first couple of seasons, if you think about it. But yes, Sunburst, apparently he has a book on how to fix it, but it takes multiple spells to do it, which, of course, when you're given 10 minutes left in the episode, is not that difficult. The reveal that Starlight gave about how how she became a villain, that was actually a lot more emotional than the rest of this episode was supposed to be. You can almost feel sad for her that all of it happened to her, because of that one instant, she changed so dramatically. And, I mean, even Sunburst knew that. It really just hits on that feeling that, wow, I wish I could have been there for them. But no, instead he just left for the academy. So, yeah, the spell to fix it, like I said, is complex. It takes like 5 spells to do it. Shining Armor grows a pair later, as Fluttershy, Rainbow and Applejack can't tell the people that the heart's broken to the public and the 3 obvious brony ponies. Yeah, they're pretty obvious. They're going to stand there in the storm no matter what just to see this ceremony. I'm pretty sure a lot of bronies can tell their own tales about that. But yeah, Shining Armor finally mans up and tells them that the crystal heart's broken. You guys need to get the hell out of here. When all's said and done, the baby becomes nerfed in the end. Tara Strong and Andrew Francis are the obvious voices for Mr. Sparkle and Miss Sparkle. It's pretty obviously them. And yeah, Flurry Heart is a dumb name if you're going to go for the occasion. You have a storm as a flurry, and heart because of the crystal heart being shattered. Yeah, what a fun little name that is. Hey, do you want to know the story of your name? Well, it all happened because you destroyed the crystal heart and almost killed all of us. Yeah. And I mean, it's so stupid. The ending is even not that good. That's why it's like, oh, I wish I was there for her. I wish I could have taught her. Just leave her alone. The one time when you tried to teach her and leave a list, it was stupid. Just let your students go on their own. Even Spike brings up that point. Celestia barely taught you anything when it came to your friendship lessons, so just stay out of it. Overall, 2 good scenes about this. Starlight's sort of post-traumatic friendship disorder in the beginning, and Spike. For once, Spike is an actual good thing. If I had to rate this, I would rate this the second worst season premiere. First worst, obviously, being season 4 with Princess Twilight Sparkle. The best, however, I don't want to get into there, seeing as how that might actually offend some people of their lists. But I doubt anyone's going to watch this because you have Dr. Wolf coming up easily with it. So, yeah, this is the worst premiere episode, if not one of my worst episodes I have ever seen. I hate it so much. Hate Flurry Heart. I will say that right now. I hate her so much. I'll just put that in the title. Hate on Flurry Heart. That will be the title of this video. And there was not a whole lot ever put into this episode, as there were so many cliches. 2 things where I literally called it. That was the book getting destroyed and the Crystal Heart getting destroyed. Oh, and Sunburst becoming the priest for it. That was a pretty obvious thing, even if he wasn't a great wizard like Merlin or whatever. And yeah, if I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 3. A very strong 3. And I think that would be showing it mercy, because it's so dumb. Especially earlier in the episode when they talk about what the Crystal Heart is. This is season 6. If you're thinking newcomers are coming into it, you are not thinking it through, because then you have these character names that nobody knows. If a newcomer comes in, they'll look at Stella and go, wait, who's that? I thought there were only 6 main characters. There's the dragon as well, which had a lot of stupid scenes in the episode as well, where he's checking himself out, brushing his teeth, and wow, his life sucks at home. So yeah, 3 out of 10. Not a lot of effort put into this video. Want to know why? Because it doesn't deserve it. This episode does not deserve anything. It does not deserve the praise people give it. It is, like I said, the second worst season premiere, and probably second worst episode in my book. First one being Philly Vanilli with a lot of other people. So this has been Wolf vs. Ponies, and to close this, Flurry Heart, the only way you can be redeemed is if Sombra possesses you in the season finale. Come on, let's go for that DHX. Let's go for that awesome ending. Bye-bye.